What is up, Yu-Gi-Oh Nation? It's David. Got my coffee. Delicious. Fucking cinnamon honey graham. Delectable. It's good shit. Well, on our way back to the homestead, and I decided to do the first official Yu-Gi-Oh discussion on a topic that I ran into today, or the other day. Thought it was pretty important. Not super important, but important enough to really think not a whole lot of people have talked about it, at least from what I've seen who I subscribe to. I subscribe to pretty much every main Yu-Gi-Oh YouTuber, rather. So I'll start off by saying that I dropped out of the game about a year ago and stayed pretty much out of it that whole time. I played a little bit from time to time, but mostly I kept up on what was going on channels. Didn't really play much. It wasn't completely because of links being announced, but because I think I dropped out before that. But them coming back didn't really help things. I thought that when they first arrived, they were going to slow the game down, and didn't do that. And I could see that pretty quickly, that it was just going to be more of the same. I didn't want to jump back into a format where it was going to be the same old shit, except for now I had to buy a bunch of link monsters in order to play the game. Before, if the format was crap and it was just a tier 0, or a few decks tier 1, I could still play decks that made me happy. I could still play Monarchs or ABCs and do okay, but I didn't have to buy a bunch of new stuff. And links came out and kind of torched that idea. So a long time went by where I didn't play, and I recently got back into it, probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And at the same time, we started the YouTube channel back up, so I figured those two could go pretty well together. So I decided to make a deck, and the deck I chose to make was Monarchs, because I figured they would be not great, because Pantheism's at 1 and Stormforth is at 1, but it shuts down the extra deck, and it's kind of what everyone's playing now. Cards that come for the extra deck, clearly, except for maybe Infernoids, but unless you're putting it with Light Sworns, they're not really that good, and I don't want to play that. So I go on a few channels, and no one's really doing any kind of Monarch deck profile. And not that I want a net deck, but I just kind of wanted an idea of what people were playing, because I didn't know. I haven't played in a long time. So I check around and I land on this channel. I won't list the name. I don't even remember it, so I couldn't if I wanted to. And he's fairly unknown, just like me. But he has a Monarch deck, and it's a Monarch deck that's set for right before the November 7th ban list, the one that destroyed Spirals. So I figured I'd give it a try, check out the deck, see what I can tweak, because I don't like to just rip decks straight from the internet. I don't think it's the crime that people make it out to be, but if there's nothing in the deck that makes it special to me, I just feel wrong playing it, If there's not one idea that was unique to me, I might as well not bother playing Yu-Gi-Oh anymore, because I have no creative thought, and this game, I think, thrives over a lot of other games like Magic, because you can put so much creative thought into it. With Magic, you have to build half your deck to be, land, and by the time you're done, and I can't say this, I'm not really an expert on Magic, but I would imagine that your options for differentiating cards, that was what I was trying to say, is slim compared to a game like Yu-Gi-Oh, because you don't have to worry about energy like in Pokemon or land like in Magic. So anyway, back to this Monarch deck. So I'm looking at it, and it's fairly straightforward. It's kind of what I figured everyone who's playing Monarchs is going to be playing, because Monarchs is a pretty straightforward deck if you're playing, domain lock Monarchs. But the whole time that I'm watching this guy go over his deck profile, he is trashing himself. Not himself, but the deck. He'd be like, so, play 3 of this, and this card's great, and, Monarchs, but actually, don't play this deck at all because it's shit. And then he'd play, so I play 2 of so-and-so because it's got to stop Spiral, but don't play this deck because it's shit. That went on and on, like 3 or 4 times. I'd watch him play a card, explain why he plays it, and say that it's shit. So, I watched the rest of the video. I quickly scrolled through it because I didn't really want to sit around and listen to this guy trash his own deck. So I just wanted to kind of, at that point, just fast forward, get the feel for what everyone's playing, and move on. But I think it's a real shame when you go through the trouble of filming a deck profile and explain what you're doing, why you're playing what, and at the same exact time, shit all over your own creation. Now, I do think that there are some big channels, namely one, Team Samurai X, who clickbait their channels. And I know a lot of people higher up in the community don't really give the guy shit, and they say, well, he says it's best, Monarch deck profile, whatever, 2017. And a lot of people say, well, he's not really clickbaiting because best is subjective, and he's really just giving his opinion on what he thinks is the best. So it doesn't count as clickbaiting. And I'm sorry, but it does. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's a great thing for him, because if you notice, he has a lot more subscribers than pretty much everyone in the community right now. So I don't hold it against him, but there's a reason why he has so many views and so many subscribers. Because when he makes a profile and lists a deck, he even if he doesn't play the deck, and I can tell sometimes that he makes a profile and he's not actually playing it, or it's someone else's profile and he's just doing the profile to get another deck out there that says it's the best whatever you can play this format. But people click on his videos and want to hear what he says, because at the end of the day, he gives you some sort of hope that if it's one of your favorite decks, or if it's a deck that's not doing very good, you can play it this way, and you'll have a decent shot at beating a few people, even though you know in your heart that it doesn't. So making a video and going through all that work and shitting on your own creation just seems kind of off to me. Like, he didn't say it in his title for his video, but what if he had? Like, what if in his video he put Yu-Gi-Oh 2017 November deck list shitty Monarchs? Like, I wouldn't click on that video. But if you watch his video, that's essentially what he's doing. He's telling you the best way to build Monarchs, as though he's trying to introduce you to the best bucket that you can use to fill with water to put out your house fire. Like, he's telling you about it, and he's telling you about what the best optimal move is for putting out this fire, but he's also telling you, hey, this isn't gonna work. Your house is burning down. So really, don't even bother. And to me, it's just so ass backwards. Like, I get if the dude was just, speaking his mind and being more casual, but and I think in the video he even said that Monarchs is like his favorite deck. And to me, if you're just going to be telling people that your favorite deck is garbage, and that no matter what ingenious tech choice you come up with, you know, you put in your deck, in the end it's not going to matter because it sucks. I think that's a shame, because I think creativity in this game should be commended, even if you're playing something that when people look at your video, they're like, Monarchs, like, that ain't gonna do shit. You don't need to be the one telling them that it's not gonna do shit. You need to be the one saying, well, you know, in the right hands, this deck can fight, you know, against spirals or trick stars or pendulum magicians for reason A, B, and C. I think that's how you gotta go about doing it. If you tell people that you're telling them garbage, they're not going to want to listen to you. I sure as hell don't want to listen to you, and I'm not ragging on the guy, and it's not going to matter because he's never going to see this video, but if by chance he does, I'm not ragging on you, dude. I think that it takes guts to play something like Monarchs in this format, and it's something that I sure as hell want to play. So for now, with Cosmic Cyclone everywhere, your chances of playing Domain Monarchs are pretty slim as far as if you're looking at victory, but I'm going to build the deck, and I'll do a profile of it, and I'll explain why I think the deck is good, and explain what I think its weaknesses are, and why I'm playing, you know, for what purpose. And that's all you really can do if you're going to be playing something that's not meta in this game, especially now, because, I mean, Spirals got hit on the list, and I joke and say that they're dead, but they're not. You wait, they're coming back. And you got to have a deck that stacks up to that. That's rough. If you want to play anything casual, unless you're playing a million hand traps, you're going to struggle. And it really sucks, because I think in this game, and it's hard to say this because there's been a lot of periods where there's been no creativity in the game, but I think in the game right now, we're experiencing our least creativity as far as decks go, because you're either playing Spirals or you're playing 100 cards that can take out Spirals, and that's all it is. I know there are a few decks going around, like Burning Abyss is coming back, and that's cool, that's interesting, but at the end of the day, it's either Spirals or any deck that can play 15 hand traps and still function as a working deck. That's a shame. But what do you guys think? Am I making too much of this? I just think that if you're gonna go through the effort of making a profile, you should stick to it and try to be as positive about it as possible, because you don't need to make the video. It's effort making the video. Why tell possible subscribers like me, as, you know, this was just some dude's random profile and he had some good ideas, and he did, I would have subscribed to his channel if he was like, yeah, the deck's not bad, and it's not super great in this format, and it's Monarchs anyway, so it's going to be tough for it to be great in any format. I would have subscribed. I would have been like, sweet, cool. Like, give you the sub, and maybe you can give me a sub sometime if you see any of my videos, and we'll be all cool. But now that I see that all he's going to do is shit on his own products or his own decks, like, why would I want to subscribe to that? And I'm just afraid that every deck he's going to come out with is going to be, oh, this deck's shit, this deck's crap, this deck's shit. I don't want to watch that. But I guess that's it. So, like if you can, subscribe if you haven't, that'd be great. Leave a comment if you want. Tell me I'm wrong, tell me I'm fat, tell me you think my coffee looks good, because it does. But I guess that's it for me, so peace out, everybody. Thanks.